In this video, I'm going to be covering some truly riveting content, which is what is an IRA conversion and recharacterization, what are the differences, and at what times would you want to take advantage of these during the life of your IRA. So in summary, these are basically mechanisms put in place to help you move money between your types of IRA accounts, the types being a pre-tax traditional and a post-tax Roth. And what this is going to do is help you to alleviate your tax burden during these movements. There are certain scenarios and certain times where you would want to use one over the other, or even both in conjunction with each other. So first up, we'll talk about the IRA conversion, or the Roth IRA conversion to be more specific, because you are taking funds from a pre-tax traditional IRA account to a post-tax Roth account, and you can't go the other direction with that. In order to do a Roth conversion, you need both a traditional and Roth account. This is because you're going to be taking some amount that you specify and moving it from your traditional account to your Roth account. And this becomes a taxable event, meaning that the amount you move over from your traditional to your Roth is now reportable income. And the reason being is that this was originally money that you deferred paying taxes on in your traditional, and now that you're moving it to your Roth, your post-tax account, you need to make it post-tax money by paying taxes on it now. To illustrate why you would want to do such a thing, let's use the following example. Let's say that you've had a traditional IRA all of your life, you've been contributing to it, and you have a large amount of money saved up in it now. And also, you've never really retired. You've reached retirement age, but you haven't started withdrawing funds from your IRA because, let's say, you've had a part-time job or you have some other passive income coming in. But now let's throw in another factor, that you've just turned 72 this year. Now something called required minimum distributions is going to come into play. And what this means is you've deferred paying taxes on your contributions and gains in your traditional IRA account all these years. And now that you've hit 72, the government now wants you to pay up on those taxes. And this is where they're going to start requiring that you begin withdrawing from your traditional IRA. And the way that that amount gets calculated is they're going to take the full amount in your traditional IRA and divide that by what your life expectancy is. And a chart of this is provided by the IRS. These required minimum distributions may become problematic because let's go back to the fact that you have other income coming in. So you're in a certain tax bracket now, but these distributions may cause you to go into a higher tax bracket and eat into your retirement savings. So really what you may have wanted to do all this time in the years leading up to reaching the age that the IRS requires these minimum distributions is to have been doing Roth conversions. So you wouldn't want to do a Roth conversion all at once in the same year because that's a lot of money to have to pay taxes on and would put you into a much higher tax bracket. So doing it gradually over the years would help alleviate your tax burden in that you could stay in the same tax bracket while converting your pre-tax money to post-tax money. Not only that, but you're now moving your money from your traditional account to your Roth account, and the benefits of a Roth account is that you've now paid taxes on it, and you're never going to have to pay taxes on that money again, not even the gains. And there's also no required minimum distributions on a Roth account. Now, you don't have to wait until the years leading up to you having to take these required minimum distributions to do conversions. You can do them at any time. Another good time to take advantage of being able to do a Roth conversion would be, say you lost your job for a period of time and it dropped you down into a lower tax bracket. And this would be a good time to do a Roth conversion and go ahead and pay taxes now on that conversion and take advantage of being in a lower tax bracket. Another reason for doing a Roth conversion is, let's say that you make too much money to contribute to a Roth IRA. Well, you could go ahead and contribute to a traditional IRA that doesn't have any income limits at all, and then turn around and do a Roth conversion to get it into a Roth account. This is known as a backdoor Roth account. So you can begin to see how this facilitates moving money between the types of accounts. Now let's move on to the recharacterization of an IRA, which is similar to a conversion, but you can actually move money both ways between types of accounts. So remember, a Roth conversion, you can only move money from a traditional to a Roth account. With a recharacterization, you can move money from a traditional to a Roth and from a Roth to a traditional. The only catch here is that the recharacterization can only be done for contributions made in the current tax year. To illustrate why you would want to do a recharacterization, let's use the following example. Right now, this video is being recorded in February of the year 2020, meaning that you're going to be filing taxes for the 2019 tax year. And let's say that you've had a traditional IRA for the past few years, and each month you make contributions to it, including in the 2019 tax year, and that whenever you go to file your 2019 taxes, you plan to deduct these contributions off of your taxes. For filing taxes, there is an income limit on being able to deduct these contributions off of your taxes. So, for instance, if you're filing singly, if you make a modified adjusted gross income of $64,000 or more, you can't deduct the full contribution amount off of your taxes. It becomes prorated. And then after a modified adjusted gross income of $75,000, you can't deduct those contributions at all. You're just not eligible. With those restrictions in mind, let's continue with our example and say that you're filing single and you do have a modified adjusted gross income above that $75,000 limit. Well, you're not eligible to deduct those contributions from your taxes. So it would have been better for you to have just been contributing to a Roth IRA for the 2019 tax year, because you're now going to have to pay taxes on those contributions. So because of that, we want to move our 2019 contributions from the traditional account to the Roth account, because we're going to pay taxes on it anyway. So we want it to be post-tax. That way we never have to pay taxes on those contributions or gains again. To facilitate this movement, you want to use a recharacterization, not a conversion, because remember, a conversion triggers a taxable event where you are going to have to pay taxes on that movement of money, which you're going to pay taxes on your contributions. But think about it. During the 2019 year, as you were making contributions each month, hopefully you were getting some gains off of those contributions. So this would mean that you would have to pay taxes on those gains, which isn't really fair because you weren't aware of your tax situation up until just now. Say that at the end of 2019, you got a bonus from your employer, and that bumped you up and made it to where you had a modified adjusted gross income above that $75,000 limit. Had you known that this was going to happen and change your tax situation, you would have been contributing to a Roth account all along. This is where recharacterization comes in and saves the day. In this scenario, it's going to allow you to move your contributions for the 2019 year from your traditional account to your Roth account, and it's going to make it look like you contributed to it all along, and those contributions to your traditional account never even happened. And it also moves your gains for the 2019 tax year as well. The important thing here is a taxable event was not triggered, and that's because of that restriction where we can only move our money for the 2019 tax year. And you can see where recharacterization helps us out whenever we've misjudged what our tax situation is going to be like for the current tax year. And that's not the only reason why you do a recharacterization. You could do one if you just had a change of heart in your saving strategy. So if you decide, you know what, I do want to go ahead and just pay taxes on those contributions right now and get it over with, you can move that money from your traditional to your Roth, and vice versa. If you've been making contributions to your Roth account and you decide, you know what, I want to defer paying taxes on that, you can just do a recharacterization and it'll make it look like it was in your traditional account all these months. Now here's where it really starts to get fun. You can use these mechanisms in conjunction with each other. So the scenario for that would be, let's say you've done a Roth conversion and you're now filing your taxes and you see this is going to be a huge tax burden, you've made a mistake. You can recharacterize that conversion by saying, I want to take those funds that I converted to my Roth account and recharacterize them back to my traditional account. And that makes the conversion look like it never happened. So if you've made it this far in the video, I hope that clears up the differences between a conversion and a recharacterization. I personally just got done doing a recharacterization, which is why I'm doing a video on this.